been a long day. You even have makeup on, sir.
You look good.
Alright guys, so I mentioned that I was supposed to be having a chat with one of my subscribers today, and even though it's evening now, I think it's like 6:03, but she's just joined me now on Skype. So we're just going to be having a chat because she's a student in, oh sorry, she just finished her master's in Ireland, and I'm just going to be going through a few questions that I've written down here, and hopefully somebody out there will find this video interesting. All right, so Isabella, hi guest for today.
Hello.
Okay, so that is one of our subscribers. She's a pretty one, thankfully. We have pretty subscribers. What can I say? I am flattered. Okay, so Isabella, so introduce yourself. What did you study? What year did you come? Yeah.
Okay, so my name is Isabella. I left Nigeria 2019 September to Ireland to do my master's program, and the course I undertook was biopharmaceutical technology in Athlone Institute of Technology.
Okay, so in terms of sorry, I'm going into rent now and life in Athlone. What was that like? Did you have to come in? You didn't have anything to do with Dublin. You just had your life in Athlone.
No, well, I just from the airport town we had what's it called a transport arranged to pick me straight down to
Athlone.
To Athlone. Yeah.
Yeah. And what was life like there for you? Did you like it?
Oh, okay. Oh, the flight down, I was so nervous. Like really nervous. And I mean, when I landed at Dublin Airport, you know, I met the person who was sent to pick me, and on the way, I mean, he could see how nervous I was, and he was like, oh, you know, just calm down, everything will be okay, you know. I mean, it's normal, like, you know, students, you know, go through this, like, he sees how anxious they are, that don't worry, you get to meet people, and, okay, so, approaching the school gate, I was just seeing all white, and I was like, oh my God, I mean, I read the black here, you know, and all of that, so, he took me to the international office, so I met the international officer because I've been communicating with him via email.
Okay.
Yeah, so he brought a couple of Nigerians, you know, because I think that's the thing they do. Like when anyone comes, when any international student comes in, they kind of bring your people.
Okay.
To you to welcome you, so you feel a bit, you know,
relaxed.
Or a bit relaxed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I remembered my first day at in class. I didn't understand what this lecturer was saying, and I cried. Isabella, I was like, are you crazy? What are you doing here? Can you even make it? I mean, would you be able? Because this guy just came and he just like, and he was like, okay, so you have your notes on what's it called? I'll upload it to the students to the OneNote, and you read about it. And I didn't know what this guy said for 2 hours. Oh my goodness! But I mean, as time went on, I was able to adjust. You know.
So why Ireland for you? Why did you choose to come to Ireland yourself?
Well, I chose Ireland because, I mean, they were offering 2 years post-study visa at that time, because I wanted to go to Canada, that the rate at which people's visas were being denied, I didn't want to take that chance. So I was like, no, it's better I go to a country where, I mean, the people weren't so, you know, the crowd wasn't so much. I mean, the application, I mean, in terms of applying for visa application, yeah, so I wanted to go to the UK, but I don't think at that point they had, I mean, I think it was still the 3 months post-study visa.
Okay.
They had. I didn't want to risk that as well, because I mean, 3 months is just way too short, you know, to get a job, you know, after school and all. So, yeah, so I came across your blogs on YouTube, and yeah, about Ireland, and I just made up my mind. Ireland is it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course, it's a lovely country, so I heard.
Okay. So now you're out from Athlone, and you moved away from Athlone, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm in Navan now.
Okay. So at least you're getting to experience the country in different parts of the country.
Yes, just a bit though. I wish it was. I wish this pandemic wasn't on, or the whole, because you're kind of restricted in a way. But I mean, well, in terms of environment, it's a huge change for me compared to Athlone. Athlone is like a small town or a small city. But Navan is quite big compared to Athlone. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'm sure I'm wondering, like, I know there's more popularity with UK schools, so I'm usually quite intrigued with why exactly people choose Ireland over UK. Like, I'm wondering, like, did you have any advantages that you heard the UK had over Ireland or Ireland had over UK?
Okay, well, I mean, like for the UK, I heard you could pay your fees in parts. Well, for Ireland, you have to pay your fees like at a go before you even apply, because I mean the immigration. I mean, they need to see that your fees have been paid in full before you even consider, or before you're being granted the visa. So I had to pay my fees in full. So I would say that. So I would say the UK had, in terms of an advantage for the UK, you can pay your fees in parts, and for Ireland you have to pay in full.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and then so now that you're done with your master's program, will you advise someone to take the leap who wants to come and study? Like, what kind of advice will you give them about courses to study and stuff like that?
Anyway, I would say you should do your research well, because I mean, some courses you get jobs that quick, that fast. Like the IT courses, like those taking the ITs, the data analytics. I think even the nurses as well. Like they get jobs in time. But like for science courses, I would say it takes a while. It takes a while for international students. It takes a while because aside when you're done with school, they feel the companies or the organizations, the workforce out there, they're based on, they look out for experiences more. And I mean, we coming from our country, take for example Nigeria, like we really don't even have any skills or any experience in terms of like working experience. Yes, so you have to like do short, just upskill yourself, take it some classes, that would aid you in getting the job faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What else is there? Is there any other question? I was just wondering, like, your friends and their questions, the kind of questions that your friends would probably be asking you from back home.
Okay. Okay. So, I mean, how do you? I mean, they want to know. They want to know. Okay, how? I mean, how do people get jobs? And after getting a job, how do you get the stamp for? And I mean, after the stamp for, how do you get the passport? Okay, now, so of course, Ireland says you can what's it called? You're entitled to 2 years post-study visa, but
Okay.
there's a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole lot that goes into the whole post-study visa thing. So once you're done with your school of your program, you successfully complete your program. You'd have to the school would have to write to immigration, and with your transcripts and also with your insurance, you'd go to immigration and you have a stamp. You get stamp 1G, which now requires you to work fully in Ireland.
Okay.
For a year, for the first year. And so the first year hopefully you get a job.
Hopefully.
By your employer.
You say hopefully.
Hopefully you get a job by an employer, and you have to work for a year. you know, and so now the next 1G you'll be getting won't be from school anymore, because it'll be from your employer writing to immigration, you know.
So it's left for your employer
to
it's left for your employer to actually want you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that will determine the second 1G or the second stamp you get. Yeah, the second stamp you get, and um, now some companies might, like, take for example, like for the ITs, because I have lots of friends in the ITs. Like, I mean, they're willing to sponsor their visa. So I mean, so they're assured of getting the stamp 4. For me now, that's what we're trying to, myself and my colleagues, and I mean most of us in some fields, like fields of study, that I mean we're trying to still dig deep into the whole thing, because now for you to apply for a stamp 4, your job must fall under the critical
Employment
skill job. Yeah, skill, yeah. And you have to earn from 32,000 euro.
Wow.
And above per annum. Yeah, per annum. Yeah. So at this point, with the way things are, and aside that, like, some companies won't even, like, they don't even want to hire people with a stamp 1G. They just want a stamp 4, like you're a resident here, because they'll tell you they don't want to go through that stress of having to sponsor someone's visa.
Yeah.
So I was talking with a colleague of mine 2 days back, and she was like, okay, that she heard from sources that you know, if the company doesn't want to sponsor your visa, if you can sponsor it yourself. If you can pay, yeah, yourself. So I was like, okay, that's a new one, because I haven't heard that. Well, I wouldn't mind taking that.
I think because when I was also on a stamp 3, then I remember, like, we were also considering the whole, like, you can sponsor yourself, but then it's now, I didn't even have a job at the time, so I wasn't even sure, like, okay, so how do I get into a job to be able to sponsor myself, you know? So I don't know if you were already working somewhere as a student, like, or as a postgraduate, if there's that chance of you can now sponsor yourself. Because I mean, it sounds like a very ridiculous price for someone who really wants a job. I think it's about 1,000 something euros. So it sounds like, okay, I can pay for myself then.
5,000. I'm hearing it's 5,000.
It's not.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Honestly. I'm hearing it's 5,000.
Back in 2017, it was 1,000 euro. Wow, 5,000. My God, these people are really making a lot of money now from, yeah.
Honestly. And like for each renewal, it's 300 euro you pay.
Yeah, every year.
Yeah, every year. Yeah. So, I think, yeah, that's. So I mean, well, most of us are still. I just got a job recently, and although it's not what I intend, although that's not like a dream job, but it's just for a start, because I'm tired of staying home, and I mean I have bills to pay. I just can't keep depending on my parents, you know. And I mean, even the exchange rates, you would know, with the exchange rate, like, yeah, it's not. You don't want to put them through that stress, you know, financially, and yeah. So I just have to, you know, go with what I have at this point, hoping the one I'm praying for comes.
Okay.
Soon. Now, I've had a couple of interviews with pharmaceutical companies, so I'm just waiting for their response. Yeah, and I would say this. There's this. What I call it, a site where you can upload your CV ID. It's called CV Library. So I uploaded my CV there, and one of the recruiters saw, you know, came across my CV, and he reached out to me about the pharma company, and we're still in the process still, so I'm just hopefully, and I would say now CVs, I mean you have to sell yourself well in your CV. So take for example, like the very first CV I had, I put together wasn't so good, because I wasn't even getting calls, or even when I reach out to companies, or, you know, to even, I just don't hear, get feedback
from them.
So at times take for example, I did biopharmaceutical technology. So it's one thing for you to say, oh, I did my master's in biopharmaceutical technology, but some recruiters don't even know what. Okay, there's pharmacy involved and all, but at times it's good to like break it down for them, like put in your models, because this particular job I'm in the process though of getting hopefully the recruiter said he saw a model I took called HPLC, and I think that's what the company is looking for, like someone that has an experience in it. So at times it's good to go into details, you know, about what exactly you about what exactly you learned or you've what I say you've worked on. It would go a long way to help. Yeah.
Okay. So if there was anything you wish you knew before you came to Ireland, what would it be?
I would say the cost. I mean, I would have talked about the cost, you know. But I would say, well, at this point, I mean, I would say, well, anyway, people should do their research on the courses before coming, and prepare your mind that getting the post-study visa doesn't come cheap. You have to work for it. I mean, first of all, you have to work really hard to pass your program. I mean, to have a good grade. It goes a long way to help. Really goes a long way to help. And then, yeah, just put in your effort. Apply. I mean, apply as much as possible. Each one click. You know, then make use of recruiters. They help a lot.
Oh, really?
They help a whole lot. You know, they save you time. Yeah, recruiters. They save your time. They save your energy. Yeah, they tell you what you should expect or what you should do or where you should upskill yourself, you know. Yeah, some even take you through some trainings. Yeah, they pay for interview questions or what you should expect. So they help you a lot. So using recruiters help a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Then what else again? I would say, I don't know if this should be on the record or off the record. I would say, like for me, the the first month, I experienced some. I would call it racism.
Okay, share. I want to hear the story, please. Let me know. Let me hear the gist.
Oh my goodness. And well, way back, I thought I had a tough skin up until this hit me. Like it hit me real bad, and I was like, no, I think I should. No, for me, I was thinking of going back. Like I was like, how can I go back? I can't go back. I mean, I've come this far. I can't go back. The amount of money I've spent and all. So I mean, I had to see a therapist. Like,
really?
Oh, yeah, it was just because now this was in the apartment the student apartment. So there was just this. I mean, the both of them. It was a 3-bedroom apartment. So I had 2 apartment mates, and they gave me hell, like real hell, like no.
How long did you live with them?
Okay, I stayed with them for September, October, November, December. I moved out in December, but as at the time I was about moving out, I think they just kind of calmed down a bit, and they knew that this was because I had to take up the case. I had to, first of all, the international officer had to know about it because the school therapist had to inform the international officer, that there's an international student.
Sorry, please, what exactly were you going through? Because you were going through racism. What kind of racism?
I feel like they call you names.
Really?
Insult. They call you names. They call you black. Like I don't even want to say it. Then I was my food, because I mean you share the living space with them, because most of the student apartments is a shared, so you get to share the living area, the kitchen, and at times like the food I cooked, there was a particular day one evening I just finished cooking and I just put my things in the fridge, and one day just came out like, get your things off this fridge, and how our food is kind of like different, or you kind of cook and maybe using crayfish or using stockfish, how
as
just
we have very strong spices.
Yes, and he was like, get your food off this fridge, let me just use. I'm like, no, I think I need to call, the manager. He needs to know about this because I just can't take, So at one point I just stood up to him, and I think that same night I was like, okay, let me just get something from the fridge to eat. And I noticed that something was put in my food, like the rice. I just boiled rice and I just, packaged it and put in the fridge, and it had some coloring or something was dropped into it. I had to take a picture of it and send it to the international officer.
Wow.
So that just threw me, because I was like, okay, maybe insult. I was just managing to take, the insult, like the curse words and all of that. It was like, for him to go that far, to put to put something in my food, that was just, that just
too aggressive.
No, that
Wow.
just threw me off balance.
Wow.
So some of them can be really ruthless, really ruthless. The bad ones, really bad. So I thought I had the tough skin. I thought I could face, but this, name callings and no. I've been insulted, but way back. I thought I was used to insults, but this one just, it would mess with your self-esteem.
I know, and your mind.
There are times where I'm even scared of going out of my room.
I can't imagine.
When I hear the footsteps, they come in. I just talk in low tone, and I became so scared. I didn't even know. I think I was at some point losing myself. I'm like, no, Isabella, you're not. I just don't know you to be someone who is to get intimidated by someone. No, okay, then she really helped.
Wow.
She really helped.
So you had to see a therapist.
Then
At least you've had some good experiences too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was. I would even advise people as well. Just it's coming abroad. It's not heaven. It's not heaven.
It's easy to imagine. It's easy to imagine it's heaven, especially when you're coming from a place like. Especially when you're coming from a place like Nigeria, where it seems like everything just is going, That's why even those of us who are here, we're campaigning for the whole NSAS thing. Because if Nigeria is good, my dear, we will all jack our bag and be going back.
Exactly.
Because who wants to stay inside cold and die?
True. And the work ethic, like I remember the first part-time job I got. When they say you work for your money. Way back, I'd always had, I have relatives who, live in the UK, and you kind of hear people say, oh, people who live, especially in the UK, they're so stingy, or they're so this, they don't give money out anyhow. Now I kind of have, an idea.
You understand the foreign exchange. You understand how much €1 is? You know what €1 is?
Oh my
15 euros per hour. You understand what it means?
Jesus. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Like your body, for each hour, money you earn each hour, your body, it tells in your body, and you know how to spend it well, spend it wisely. Yeah. So the work ethic here is totally different from Nigeria, totally different. So just come prepared mentally, physically, in all aspects, and just know it's not.
When you see people jogging, don't think that they're just jogging for sake of they just want to jog. It's physical preparation for the work for the next day.
Honestly, whoa, it's totally different. We don't even work in Nigeria. I thought we worked.
No, we don't work. We don't work. We have timing. You can run. You can be a 9-to-5 worker and be an entrepreneur in Nigeria easily. Easily. Here you can't.
Oh no, you just can't.
Yeah, you can't do it. It was nice hearing your story, Isabella. Thank you so much. At this point, guys, I can especially say that I am exhausted. It's been a very long day, but I'm really glad that I was able to have that chat this evening with Isabella, because I feel like today I was able to do a lot more than I set out to do when I woke up this morning, compared to a lot of other days when I just literally wake up. spend my time walking around this house cleaning, and then I spend the rest of the day on the phone with my sisters. Yeah, that's what my life has been like lately. But anyways, thank you so much for supporting this channel, and if you have any more questions, I'll be very open to responding to them. Leave them in the comment section, or you could just send me a DM on my Instagram page, of course. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until I see you next time, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, of course, and I'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves, guys. I'm beginning to go off in my brain. Good night.